Join the Minneapolis Lakers of the 50s, first to three-peat, to be mentioned with the NBA's true dynasty, Russell Celtics, 8 titles in a row, almost a triple three-peat. Comparisons across the eras are difficult, but Michael Jordan knows this. He is on the verge of accomplishing what his most formidable contemporaries could not. Larry Bird's Boston Celtics reached the finals 5 times in all, and in a 6-year span, won 3 championships. Some say Bird's '86 team was the best ever for a single year, but Larry Celts never repeated, largely because of the presence of Magic Johnson's Lakers, who reached the finals 9 times in 12 seasons and wore the crown 5 times, once back-to-back, but they were thwarted by injuries and Isaiah Thomas's Pistons as they went for the triple. That was the first of 2 in a row for Detroit. But eventually, a team they had haunted grew stronger. And when the Bulls swept the Pistons, the torch was passed, although grudgingly. The Chicago Bulls, now on the verge of such an emphatic run of excellence that they believe no one will be able to deny them a place on the short list of all-time great NBA teams. The Chicago Bulls, nearing the end of an extraordinary basketball odyssey, and believing, to a man, that tonight is the night.
This is the NBA on NBC. The 1993 NBA Finals. Tonight, Game 5 between the Chicago Bulls and the Phoenix Suns.
Chicago Stadium has been sold out for every game this year, of course, but this is the one game it has all been pointing toward. The Bulls' first chance to fulfill their season-long quest, and their only chance to do it in front of their home fans.
What time is it?
And in just a few moments, it will be game time, and this is what will be at stake. The Larry O'Brien Trophy, named for the late commissioner and emblematic of the championship of the National Basketball Association. Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Costas. For the sake of perspective, let's consider what winning 3 in a row would mean. Would it mark the Bulls as one of their sport's finest teams ever? Undeniably, if they haven't achieved that status already. Would it mean they were the NBA's best team since Russell's Celtics, last to win this many or more in succession? Well, hold on there. While the Bulls belong in any discussion of the NBA's elite, who knows how many in a row the Celtics or Lakers of the 80s would have won if they didn't have to contend with each other. Or, for that matter, tremendous 76er teams at the beginning of the decade. And then there are the 72 Lakers of Wilt and West, who won 33 in a row in one stretch. Chamberlain's dominant Philadelphia team of 1967, or the finely tuned Knick teams of the early 70s. Any of these clubs could conceivably have given these Bulls a run for their money. But that's for parlor games. As for the games they've actually played, the Bulls have turned back all challengers in a 3-year span. The last of these is the Phoenix Suns, who, though down 3-1, have proved to be a stern test. Their job tonight is simply this. They must somehow tear up the script and silence 18,676 who have come here to rock the rafters. There's only one way for the Suns to look at it. They're going to get on a plane to Phoenix after tonight's game. The question is, do they make the Bulls go with them? Which would not only be a major inconvenience for the Bulls, but would put the three-peat itself in some jeopardy. For more, let's go down to the floor to Marv Albert, Magic Johnson, and a man spending perhaps his last night observing these teams before preparing to compete against them, the new coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Mike Fratello. Take it, Marvelous.
Yes, Bob, it is now the Czar of Cleveland. Kind of a nice ring to it. Remember these days in your previous life when the Czar was coaching the Atlanta Hawks? Childlike qualities being shown along the sideline.
Yes, but back then, even with my assistant, Brendan Sir, color-coordinated sport jacket, my other assistant, Willis Reed, I asked him to wear one. He said no, and if Willis says no, it's no.
He would think of that aspect. There is one other aspect that you will be dealing with soon in your new role as coach of the Cavaliers, and that is defending against a fellow by the name of Michael Jordan. Jordan with the sensational 55-point performance in Game 4 here on Wednesday night. What do you look for from Michael tonight in terms of his approach? How will he come out? Will it be a scorer? Will he look to distribute the ball?
Just a short while ago down in the locker room, he mentioned that he would come out, feel the game out, and see what he thought had to be done early. When you look at his points after the first 4 games, 31, 42, 44, 55, always on the move up. And it'd only be natural that the leading scorer in the NBA would take the most shots. During the regular season, almost 26 shots per game. In the finals, almost 10 more shots per game for Michael Jordan. In fact, combining both teams, Jordan has 54 more shot attempts than the next closest player, Charles Barkley. If there's one key word for Michael in this series, it's aggressiveness. He's made a decision to take it to the basket like he has taken it against no other team. Total confidence in getting to the rim and finishing the play. It's almost as if Michael Jordan has made a statement to his teammates. Jump on board and let's win this championship together, or I'm going to do it by myself.
All right, to the Phoenix Suns' point of view, what do the Suns have to do, Magic, to bounce back, to turn it around, and get back into the series?
But don't count this Phoenix Suns team out. They're a very dangerous team. They've been in every single game of this series. Now, what they must do is make this game wild and crazy, really run the ball up and down the court. Also, if I was them, I would tell Charles Barkley, hey, take 30 to 40 shots. We're going to win or lose with you. And then they must be physical. They must take Michael Jordan and be physical with him. They were letting Michael Jordan get to the basket too easily. And Danny Ainge told us this yesterday. He said, look, I was tired of watching Michael Jordan just float in the air and take it to the basket. That will not happen today.
All right, so for Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns, the season is on the line. They hope to bring the series back to the Valley of the Sun for a Game 6.
Lineups. First for the visiting Phoenix Suns. At forward, from Auburn, 6'6", Charles Barkley. A 6'7" forward from Oklahoma State, Richard Dumas. At center, 6'10" from Old Dominion, Mark West. At low guard from Central Michigan, 6'6", Dan Marley. At the other guard, 6'1", from California, Kevin Johnson. The Phoenix Suns are coached by Paul Westphal, assisted by Lionel Hollins, Scotty Robertson, the trainer, Joe Brodsky.
Productions here at Chicago Stadium. Now to check out the mood in both locker rooms, we have reports from Rashad and Hannah Storm. First, here's Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Mark. The last time I reported from the Bulls locker room was just before Game 3. The Bulls were extremely confident and very loose. Well, tonight it was a little bit different. They were still confident, not as loose, but very cautious. I asked B.J. Armstrong about it. B.J. told me that in a game like this, at this point in the series, no more surprises. Both teams had made all the adjustments that they were going to make. The team that would win this game would be the team that wanted it the most. Hannah?
Ahmad, the report on Charles Barkley's sore right elbow is a good one. For the first time in 3 games, he has not had that excessive fluid drain from that elbow. He gave me the thumbs up. They'll check him at halftime. As for the mood in the locker room, it was quite subdued before the game. Many of the Suns clinging to the fact that they have faced elimination 4 times in these playoffs, but won every time. Their slogan tonight, win one. That's all they need to do to take this series back to Phoenix. Mark?
Thank you, Hannah. The officials are Joey Crawford with the basketball, Jess Kersey, and Jake O'Donnell. No team has ever come back from a 3-1 deficit to win the NBA Finals. Bulls, with the 3-1 lead, control the opening tip. Scottie Pippen, played by Dan Marley. Kevin Johnson opens against Michael Jordan. Pippen had it deflected short. And Barkley starts back. Loops over to Marley, who's guarded by Pippen. Johnson played by Jordan. And Barkley for 3. Charles Barkley opening up by attempting from 3-point range. Armstrong for Grant. Cartwright. So everyone touching the ball here on the first 2 possessions. Grant. Marley with the rebound. Kevin Johnson stopped by B.J. Armstrong. A minute gone by. Richard Dumas. And it's Barkley stepping back, changed his mind. Marley passed on the 3, missed the reverse. Rebound West. Kept alive by Dumas. And Michael Jordan gets to it.
Gang rebound. Everybody going after the basketball early in the game. Extra bodies going after it to get and secure a rebound. That was an excellent call by the official just then on the sideline.
Oh, the Czar looking for some calls right at the start of his return to coaching.
He knows he's going to need those calls next season. But I think right here, I think that Phoenix is going to have to really set their offense and go inside to Charles Barkley. Really set the tone that they're going to be powering the ball inside tonight.
But Barkley continues to fire from outside, and he's given the Suns a 2-0 lead.
Magic, it almost seems like he's trying to do it in reverse. He's trying to get his outside game going, hoping that maybe they'll come up on it, then maybe take it off the dribble.
And that's all right, too.
And here's Barkley off the steal from Marley. And Barkley trying to go to the left hand. It was broken up. Good play by Grant. Getting back. Charles Barkley was 1 of 10 from outside in game number 4.
You can see that Grant doesn't feel early. There's a sense of urgency that he has to be up tight on him until he makes a few, just like Kevin Johnson did from the left corner.
Michael Jordan for 3. Yes. Well, Michael wasting little time. His first field goal opportunity, and he converts from 3-point territory. Suns 4, the Bulls 3. Johnson, yes.
I'm afraid to see what the number might be tonight with Michael. Each game they've gone up 31 points, 42 points, 44, 55. Scottie Pippen with the backdoor layup.
And that was a beautiful pass from Michael Jordan. All the defense was paying attention to him. He just whipped it through.
Armstrong fell down and also in the process tripped Johnson, leading to the foul call.
After Jordan makes this 3-pointer, he turns and comes back almost with a sense of satisfaction on his face, as if to say, yes, I feel it early, I'm off to a good start. Then, playing the other role, the playmaker, he hits Pippen with the backdoor pass.
Now Barkley posts up. Yes. Charles Barkley feeling it here in the early going, and he's given the Suns an 8-5 lead.
See, I like this strategy. Like I said earlier, hey, get him 30 to 40 shots. If you're going to lose, you lose with Charles Barkley.